There are 60 trillion cells in the human body. Have you ever wondered how cells communicate, replicate, and renew? All of these take place in the internal terrain. Our internal terrain comprises fluids in more than 12 major areas of the body. Every day, 24 billion aged cells in our body will die and be replaced by new cells. Our internal terrain must have an adequate and balanced amount of trace elements so that our cells can communicate, replicate, and renew themselves. However, our body fluids drop to almost half the original amount by the time we reach our golden years. An imbalanced internal terrain will lead to damaged DNA and chromosomes, breakdown in cell communication, cell renewal, and replication error. Life plasma has been trusted for more than 100 years for its ability to restore the mineral balance of our internal terrain. A renowned French scientist, the late René Quinton, was also a medical doctor, biologist, physiologist, humanist, and inventor. He discovered that life plasma from the ocean vortex is identical and perfectly matches our internal terrain. In 1904, life plasma helped 70,000 babies diagnosed with gastrointestinal problems. In 1907, René Quinton wrote a book documenting 2,000 case studies that showed the connection between life plasma and blood plasma. In 1910, 70 clinics in France that were dedicated to dispense life plasma saved 500,000 lives. During World War I, the French army saved countless lives by using life plasma for blood transfusions. In 1925, René Quinton was given a state funeral in recognition of his incredible achievements. 1 million people from all around the world attended to pay tribute to him. In 1953, life plasma was recognized as a medicine. In 2004, the French government celebrated 100 years of René Quinton's achievements in science by holding a world symposium. René Quinton discovered that the ocean is full of traces of minerals. For millions of years, rain has washed nutrients from the land into the ocean, making the ocean floor the greatest storehouse of nutrients. The ocean vortex stirs up millions of years of accumulated nutrients from the ocean floor. This attracts large number of phytoplankton and close to 40,000 types of zooplankton. The phytoplankton and nutrients are then digested by zooplankton, which produces 83 types of bioavailable elements. Life plasma has 5 unique features. Life plasma contains 83 types of bioavailable elements that help to rapidly restore depleted elements in our body. The trace minerals in life plasma are in crystalloid form that are 50,000 times smaller than ordinary minerals, thereby facilitating direct absorption into our body. Life plasma's composition almost perfectly matches the human body's blood plasma, an extracellular fluid. Thus, it greatly assists to increase the amount of trace elements in our blood plasma. Studies confirm that the trace minerals in life plasma help to promote cellular communication and renewal. Life plasma is sealed in special glass vials using state-of-the-art cold sterilization technology in a pharmaceutical-grade facility. It is not subjected to UV radiation and is 100% pure. Life plasma is ISO GMP and Halal certified. Life plasma helps to support optimal fetus development, optimal growth and development in children, promote optimal oral health, promote excellent skin health, support women's health, support optimal hormonal production, promote intestinal functions, support optimal brain functions, normalize respiratory functions. Life plasma helps to restore the mineral balance in our internal terrain for optimal health.
Seawater is extracted in a maritime zone where the extraordinarily high water purity stimulates intense biological activities. The rare plankton bloom vortex is located in Golfo de Vizcaya, situated in the Atlantic Ocean. The seawater is extracted from a depth of 30 meters. The extracted seawater is then stored in a container and transported by a special truck with controlled temperature. The ideal temperature during the transportation is 4 degrees Celsius. When the product arrives at the laboratory, it is stored in a cold room prior to being processed. The preparation process is extremely rigorous in order to avoid factors that could affect any of active components within the seawater. Before production begins, a microbiological analysis is performed in a laboratory to ensure the safety of the seawater. A clinical analysis on various microbiological parameters is performed. Analysis of parameters such as endotoxins, heavy metals and radioactivity are also performed during the lab test. The seawater is isotonized through a completely natural method by mixing it with spring water instead of the desiccation process. The process of transforming the seawater into an isotonic is part of René Quinton's original protocol that is designed to conserve all the active properties and components in the seawater. During the production, the seawater is subjected to a cold microfiltration process in a globally patented process that adheres to FDA food supplement and GMP guidelines in an ISO Class 5 cleanroom. The seawater is then sterilized using a double inline cold microfiltration process in order to preserve all its properties. Although the normal standardized microfiltration process uses only one filter, an additional precaution is taken to use 2 filters to ensure the quality and safety of the seawater for consumption. The pore size of the filter is 0.22 microns. The sterilized product is then placed into glass ampules for optimal conservation. Each Kington ampule contains 10 ml of an isotonic solution. Every Kington ampule contains 78 elements in the Mendeleev's periodic table. These highly bioavailable elements include organic matters such as vitamins and amino acids. The ampules are then sealed using an ampule sealing burner that directs the flame only at the tip of the ampules. This helps to preserve the natural characteristics of the organic matter and other components inside the ampules. This is vital as the organic matter that provides the therapeutic benefits and high efficacy in Kington may be changed by thermodynamic forces. Heat-induced activation can produce free radicals and reduce the properties of the seawater. Seawater exposed to heat can also generate hydroxyl radicals and other redox-active compounds. The final product is then packaged to protect the integrity of the glass vials and the active components of Kington. After production, Kington is then shipped and distributed worldwide.